Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Tuesday, October 28, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, 3 deaths linked to Hurricane Melissa preparation in Jamaica. 3 people have died in Jamaica during preparation for the passage of Hurricane Melissa. The deaths occurred in Hanover, St. Catherine, and St. Elizabeth. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, who made the revelation at a press briefing on Monday evening, said the deaths were related to the cutting down of trees. A health worker is among the deaths after a tree fell on him in St. Elizabeth. Dr. Tufton said the case in Hanover was similar, while the death in St. Catherine was an electrocution linked to the cutting down of trees. The health minister said there have been about 13 other injuries linked to storm preparation, including persons falling from ladders. The minister, while expressing condolences to the families of those who died, also urged the Jamaicans to be extremely cautious as they prepare for the impending storm. If you need help, call for help, but be careful that you protect yourself even in the preparation, he urged. Hurricane Melissa turning northward remains on track to make landfall in eastern Westmoreland early Tuesday. Principal Director of the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, Evan Thompson, says Hurricane Melissa has begun turning northward and remains on its projected track to make a landfall in eastern Westmoreland early Tuesday. Thompson gave the update last night at a press briefing at the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management's Operations Center. He said the center of Melissa continues to make its way toward Jamaica's coastline and is expected to make a direct impact this morning as a major storm. What we have facing us is a major Category 5 hurricane that is over the waters of the Caribbean Sea and moving closer and closer to the mainland of Jamaica. It is some distance over 100 miles to the south of the island at this time, and it is expected, or it has already begun, a slight turn toward the northwest, he said. Thompson said Melissa's movement over the past few days has been westward, moving from southeast of the island to now just south and then southwest of the island. He said the system is now moving to the northwest, which suggests that it will be moving away. It suggests that, but be not fooled, because the projection was that it would turn first to the northwest and then take a turn toward the north and then a turn toward the northeast. So it's making a turn to the coastline toward the western part of Jamaica. It is what was projected, he said. He said some recurving is expected to take place toward the northeast, moving across the island. It is expected that the system will make its exit in the vicinity of Trelawney and St. Anne. Thompson said currently tropical storm conditions are being felt in the southern parts of the island. As we experience more of the tropical storm force winds that surround it moving toward the north, we are going to experience more of that over the next day or two. By this morning, that's when we expect the center of the hurricane to be making its way to the east to the coastline. So this is our forecast to track the center of the system as a major hurricane will continue to move toward the coastline, and then this morning we expect that it will be making landfall, said Thompson. 12,000 police officers deployed ahead of Hurricane Melissa. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting that it has mobilized approximately 12,000 personnel across Jamaica. The JCF says another 2,000 officers are on standby to be recalled from leave if required, as it says it is fully prepared to respond to any eventuality as Hurricane Melissa approaches the island. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of strategic operations, Warren Clark, said the cops have been strategically deployed to secure communities, critical infrastructure, and key installations, including Jamaica House, Gordon House, King's House, and the headquarters of ministers, departments, and agencies. DCP Clark added that highway patrols are monitoring main thoroughfares across Jamaica and the mobile patrols are active in residential and the business districts. He said the specialized units are deployed and are prepared for rapid deployment. The JCF is working in close partnership with the Jamaica Defense Force to secure key entities such as Petrojam, airports, hospitals, business districts, and the major road networks. Areas vulnerable to flooding and other severe impacts are also being closely monitored. All incident command centers are operational across the island. The DCP said the police are fully integrated with the National Emergency Operations Center at the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and with the Parish Disaster Preparedness Committee's command centers. Meanwhile, with the Disaster Risk Management Act now in effect, DCP Clark urged the Jamaicans to comply with any directive that may be issued under the law, including no movement orders or evacuation instructions. St. Elizabeth officials urge residents to stay safe as Hurricane Melissa nears. With Hurricane Melissa expected to make landfall on Jamaica's southwestern coast on Tuesday, officials in St. Elizabeth are appealing to residents to stay indoors and avoid venturing out as the parish braces for impact. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, and the Mayor of Black River, Councillor Richard Solomon, say all necessary preparations have been completed and emergency plans are in full effect. Superintendent Minto noted that the police are fully mobilized to ensure the safety of citizens and will be enforcing measures to keep individuals off the streets during the storm.
Good evening, everyone. Just to give you a final update before we are hit by the system, I'm here with Superintendent Minto, who is the head of the command of the parish, and Chief Donovan Clark, who is here with the Chief of the Fire Brigade. I just want to first make a final appeal to the citizens of St. Elizabeth. Based on what we would have heard, the last update would have indicated to us that if we are in low-lying area, flood-prone area, now is the time to make the final move. We will not be in a position to rescue when the system hits. So we are appealing to you. Last year, this time around, we had some 100 persons in shelter preparing for burial. This time around, we have something like 316 persons in some 29 shelters at this point in time. So as a result, the shelters are few, and we are appealing to persons to make peace so that we can make the necessary provision for those persons. As it is, we are imploring persons to be off the street, and I'm sure that Soup and his team will want to, speak to that.
Well, we certainly will be having our teams going around and to ensure that all persons are off the street. At this time, we are appealing to everybody to remain indoors. We have done all the preparations as it relates to Hurricane Beryl, and from all the projections, this is going to be a very difficult period. And so we're asking our residents to remain indoors during this time.
Alright, so that is the last call from us here from our command center. The team will be here riding out the storm. We have nowhere to go. So we'll be monitoring things here, providing the necessary update to the nation. We appeal to you to be safe. God bless you. Be safe.
Gun attack leaves 2 dead in Spanish Town. Members of the Major Investigations Division are investigating a double murder in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. There is little detail on the incident, but the news was informed that the gun attack occurred along William Street on Monday afternoon. One of the victims died on the scene, while the other died at hospital. Council raises safety concerns over flood-prone gully near Salter Marsh's shelter. As Hurricane Melissa inches closer to the island, Councillor Garth Wilkinson of the People's National Party, Falmouth Division, is voicing concerns over the safety of individuals who may be housed at the shelter at the Salter Marsh Primary School noting that the facility sits across a gully prone to flooding during periods of heavy rainfall. The shelter at the Saltamarsh is one of 42 designated across Trelawney, supported by a team of 68 shelter managers. Saltamarsh Primary is one of the shelters that we have, but it's actually across a gully. So in case of any flooding, you would have to evacuate the residents who seek shelter at the facility. I have some issues with it, Wilkinson expressed. I don't know how we can mitigate against anything that will happen there, he added. The council noted that during an emergency disaster meeting on Wednesday, Mayor of Falmouth, Colin C. Jr. Gager, urged the councillors to use their August allocations from the Trelawney Municipal Corporation to assist with the cleaning of drains across the parish. Wilkinson said that work to clear drains in Falmouth began shortly after and continued up to late Sunday afternoon. Falmouth is known as a flood-prone area. Falmouth, Zion, those areas. We have places like Wakefield and those areas, but Falmouth especially is below sea level, and we have to do all that we can to mitigate against the flooding, Wilkinson said. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.